So I'm thinking like practically then you have like you just mentioned, we have the midterm election has just happened. As we're recording this, we're still in the government shutdown, which is interesting. So it's just in the air, right? And so your neighbor strikes up a conversation about politics, right? Oh, the government, whichever side they don't like, is responsible for the shutdown or so, whatever. Just make something up. How can we actually engage with those conversations instead of the one of two options that come to mind would be, oh, I don't talk about that, or the other is like, oh yeah, and agree, but yeah, well, we actually don't, secret, we don't actually get involved either. Like, how do we actually engage with these things in a profitable manner that I think all of us want to help our neighbors, contribute to our hometowns, things like that, empower our communities in positive ways. What do we actually do practically
Hmm.
in those kinds of situations?
Sure. Well, I would. That's a good question, and that can be quite difficult. I think we need to remember that we would assume that if you're not a Christian, that you would be involved in the political world. I'm in my pushing back against voting, I don't push back against my ungodly neighbor not to vote because in many ways
Mm.
that's the kingdom he's part of. So why wouldn't he? So I don't try to make him quit
Okay.
voting. I try to lead him to Jesus and to his kingdom
Uh,
where he will then, because of this experience, because this new reality, fruit of that would be not voting, right? Not getting involved in the political world. And so my only, the only time I have more engaging conversations is with other Christians who are very political. And that's where I will push back and say, well, why are you? Why are you doing that when we have the teachings of Jesus here? Um, why? And asking those questions. But at the same time, though, it definitely still is a good time for you to share, our hope, the hope that is within us, but to do it, with meekness, with fear, um, and always, remembering that, it's we're not, while 1,000 men are slashing at the leaves of evil, there's one striking at the root. We're not going to slash the leaves of evil over here. Um, we want to show him that we are praying, that we do pray about these things, but
mhm,
because of our understanding our convictions, we don't get involved in these things.
mhm.
So it can be a great opportunity. I've said before, our best kept secret is that we don't vote. And so oftentimes people say,
Mhm.
what kind of Christian are you? I'll explain to them, a Christian that's striving to live out the faith as the early church and also the Anabaptist, and a faith tradition, and to kind of talk about that. And then kind of a reality or how we put that into shoe leather is by totally eschewing the political world, which means we don't even vote. And that really puts some color to it fast. And they're like, oh.
There's
And
some
then that
actual
can
reasoning
really
behind
then,
it.
yes,
Yeah,
that can
okay.
really then move you into some
Mhm.
really clarifying conversations quickly,
Mm,
because that's often a very new idea to them.
mhm,
So yeah, so great opportunity to engage with your neighbor for sure.
mhm.
Don't let that opportunity go past, but never if he's not a Christian, never indict him for voting, and that's what they do, and really should
Mhm.
because they're part of this earthly government.
Mhm.